Ruiz Jr versus Joshua 2, brought to you by Beats by Dr. Dre.
AJ, how do you process defeat?
You have to process defeat before it comes. So it's the fear of losing that drives you to win. So it's already been a process for it. So even though we could be we never think of losing, it's the fear of losing that's why you work hard. It's my fear of losing my next fight is what's driving me to work hard, even though I'm not even thinking about losing in a weird way. So naturally, a lot of humans are subconsciously processing the loss or a loss before it's even happened. And then once it strikes into reality, it's just how tough you are and how mentally strong you are to deal with the reality.
Would you say, having said that now, would you say that you didn't have that fear of losing in the first fight?
I didn't have, no way. Shouldn't beat me. Yeah, but he did. And that's why I said, congrats to him, congratulations to him, because it was unexpected. So I have to say, you know what? He caught me and he was a better man that night.
I heard David Haye say something that stuck with me, and it's not because it's from David Haye, but it's because of the way he broke it down. He said, if it's something in your mind that you know that you did wrong, something that was in your control, you did wrong, you can make peace with that and you can go in with full confidence. If it was something that you're telling yourself, it was something that Ruiz did, that's where doubt might creep in. Do you understand what he's saying there, and can you relate to that at all?
Yeah, 100%. But it's a bit of both in this situation. Because a great punch by him, which no fighter needs to get caught with, so I have to be smarter. And there is things that made it more difficult for me to recover from that punch as well, and so on. Even in training, it made it more difficult. So there's things that I've done better, and there's things that I've improved, and there's things that I have to go in there and be wary of and cautious of, and that's just not to get hit.
You said it was a punch from the gods when you did that interview with Anna Wallhouse. Do you still feel like it was a punch from the gods?
He said that my punch was from the gods as well.
He did, so that was going to be my next question.
Oh, well, sorry about that.
No. This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Would you say that, will you still agree with that now?
Yeah, it's a great punch. It talks about timing, millimeters. It was a brilliant punch. It was from the gods. You couldn't have asked for a better punch. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I believe it was a punch from the gods, yeah.
But you would say the one that you threw was thought about, it wasn't sent from the gods that put him down?
No, it was. It was what followed up after that wasn't. Do you know what I mean? So it was a blessing that I put him down, and it's still a punch from the gods that I was the first person to drop him anyway. So I hope he has that in the back of his mind. But when I say a punch from the gods, it's not like he was just lucky. It was just that it was the perfect punch that anyone could ask for. Do you know what I mean? If anyone was going into a heavyweight title fight, he'd done well to land that.
He also said just a couple of days ago that you never really hurt him. Do you believe that that's just him trying to gain confidence for it, or did you saw closer than anyone, did you think he was hurt when you dropped him?
Yeah, he's definitely hurt. You don't go down unless you're hurt. Well, I don't know. That's what I said. It's such a difficult thing to say because you're fighting, aren't you? Your adrenaline's high, do you know? A car could have run into us both and we probably would have found a way to get up. Do you know what I mean? Like me, I got put down how many times? 4 times. And I just kept on getting up. The only reason I didn't probably walk out into the middle of the ring because my gum shield wasn't in the 7th round. I was waiting for the referee to he said, are you ready to fight? I said, yeah, so I'm still standing there and I was waiting for him to put my gum shield in my mouth. But then he waved us to fight. So was I hurt? Not to the point where I couldn't get up and stand on my feet. Was he hurt? Not to the point where he couldn't get up, but he was hurt enough to have felt that punch, for sure.
People round on you, don't they? And one of the things that has been levelled at you from certain other fighters was that you quit, that you didn't walk forward because you chose not to, because you quit. Having just said what you said there, you don't see it like that. You could have gone on, you should have gone on. It was the gum shield that stopped you going on. Yeah,
I could have, and I've got to learn from that situation is be a bit more responsible. Don't leave it for the ref to kind of take responsibility and take care of that situation. So for sure, I don't think that I didn't want to fight on because I wouldn't have got up. I would have stayed down to the count of 9.5 and be like, oh, ref, do you know what I mean? But I got up, I made sure I got myself back to the corner. I was waiting for him to put my gum shield in so I can continue to fight, but the gum shield wasn't, so next time I just learn and take more responsibility and be like, I'm ready, ref, gum shield in, let's go. Do you know what I mean? Walking forward to the middle of the ring. And that's just how I'll probably deal with it next time.
Rob McCracken, from my experience, is a straight shooter. What was the conversation the first day that you walked back in the gym? Did he sort of say, "I told you so," or did he sort of
he's
say,
like,
"You idiot, you should have done this"? How did it go with the first time you walked back in?
Don't worry about it, Josh. Don't worry. Listen, 9 times out of 10, you'll beat him. It was just his one chance. 9 times out of 10, he goes, you'll beat him.
Can you take any positives from what happened?
Oh yeah, you have to. Even in my worst times or the worst comments about me, I take positives because it's a chance to perfect. Not a chance to just neglect. It's a chance to perfect. So yeah, definitely, I can take positives.
I suppose it's one of those things that there might have been something that you took for granted that you haven't been working on more than the others, and that's one of the things.
For this fight, for certain other fights, remember, certain things have worked perfectly for other fights, but for this specific fight, we need to change certain things. Do you know what I mean? Because we're going in with a certain type of stylish fighter. So yeah, definitely, I've had to take certain aspects of that last fight into this training camp and change things. 100%.
What's your mindset now, in terms of
boxing?
Not just this one fight, not boxing as a whole, but your mindset going into this fight.
I know people like want to like not write you off, but it's heavily based on winning this sport. And I've learned that sometimes things can't always go your way. So if that's the case, I have to back myself before I put my trust in anyone else. And that's what's important. That's what I've learned next time, is that just put my faith in myself. And no matter what happens, I might have the worst 2 years of my life. But if I'm in it for the long haul, you'll see me reign again. And that's all that matters. And I look at that Tiger Woods story, I think, you know, just how he managed to come back. And when everyone was telling him he should quit, he should retire, you just got to put faith in yourself. You can't listen to anyone else. If you believe you'll reign again, you shall.
People are fickle though, aren't they? Like, one loss and you're finished, you're written off. Does it sting at all when people, you think, oh, once upon a time you were cheering me and now you're loving my downfall? Does that? I
think that's what makes sports interesting, though. You know, history repeats itself. It's happened to many great people, but it's the strong ones who survive and come through it, because, you know, in that type of circumstance, it's sometimes easier just to walk away and not deal with the loss again. And people say, "See, I told you." Lose again. See, I told you, oh, hang on a minute, he's won. Ah, it's just a fluke. Do you know what I mean? You have to go through a real big process and have thick skin and take some deep scars to be able to go through that time and time again. But I feel I'm kind of built for this. And I always say that when I came into boxing, before I even like got into it and stuff like that, I studied it and I just know I'm built for it. I know I'm not built for like low-level boxing. I know I'm built to be like the king.
I've got one more question, which is, will you be satisfied if you win this fight on points, or do you want to make a terrific statement in the desert and knock him out and effectively shut a lot of people's mouths? I don't know.
We're going to make the statement in the desert.
Inside the distance?
Yeah, 100%. This is heavyweight boxing. Come on. That's why people come out to watch me. They know they ain't coming to see, like, you know what I mean?
Chess.
Yeah, they're not coming to see chess. They're coming out to see, like, a war. Even in my loss, they saw a war. Do you know what I mean? So I learned every fight that I've given people has been a historical moment, a defining moment. From the time, even with Dylan, that was like defining moments and stuff like that. So from Dylan to winning Charles Martin, then to Klitschko, to beating Parker. I feel like Povetkin was a good moment, and even Ruiz was another good moment. So we've always had defining fights, so I feel like this is another defining moment in my career, which is going to be a great spectacle for the public, man. And we're putting it all on the line. So I appreciate the support, man, through and through. And even though I'm putting myself through it, I prepare myself diligently so I can go out there and perform each time.
And what would you say to your critics then? That's all good, positive stuff, but your critics?
I appreciate them as well. And I want them to keep on digging me out, because I always say it gives me a chance to perfect myself. You know, like, you could be feeling $1 million, but you know your mate comes in and be like, bro, what shoes are they? They look, do you know what I mean? They look dead. And you're thinking, what? I was feeling like the man. But then you try on your second pair of shoes and you realise, hang on a minute, these are a better fit. So it gives you a chance to search for perfection. So to my critics, I appreciate your opinion and your voice as well. It doesn't get neglected. It gives me a chance to perfect.